What's up? Dr. Swole here, MD Bodybuilder, back with another video in my 2020 contest prep series. So right now we're 15 weeks out. I've jumped the number ahead since right now I'm thinking of competing in an earlier show. It's a CPA show, which is our Canadian branch of the IFBB. It's an untested show, so I'm probably going to be out-muscled by a lot of the guys there, but I think it's going to be a good experience. We'll use it as a mock peak week. It's about 3 weeks before my first INBF show. So here's my physique update. Things are looking good. I'm starting to see some new lines, a couple of veins on my lower abs. You can't really see some of the ab veins across my abs themselves in this lighting, but I expect to see them as I get even leaner. On my side pose, I'm still expecting to see a little bit more definition in my obliques. Ideally, I would like to see a few striations going all the way down here. And on my back pose, again, you can see the lat striations, and I'm starting to see some new striations in my lower back, which I'm really excited to see. Once all of those are in, I'm mainly going to be done. Here's my weight. So I think we left off when I was just finishing my diet break over here. So 155.6, you can see that I lost very close to exactly 1 pound per week, which I'm really proud of actually. So if you actually look over this entire period, over 1 to 3 weeks, I lost 3 pounds exactly. Now this week I'm on a diet break again and I'm deloading my push movements. So weight's coming up. Again, we're letting the weight go up to about 2 pounds. So I'm pretty confident that I'm maintaining during this period, not gaining too much, not losing anything. Now I also wanted to update my diet. I'll put it up right here. It's pretty much the same as the last one I showed you in the 27 weeks out video. The only thing is that I got a little bit more careful in terms of tracking things. I used to use this rule of thumb that you would take your grams of rice and divide by 3 to get carb. And there's nothing wrong with doing this. The only thing is that when you start making substitutions, that's where you fall into error. So as long as you're eating the same foods every day, it doesn't really matter if you're tracking it incorrectly as long as the portions are the same. So I went through my macros really carefully and realized that my meal plan is actually about 25 grams carbs less than what I had originally thought. So you could say that my macros have gone down by 25 grams carbs over the last few weeks, since I've been more careful about tracking this. I think there was a point when my weight wasn't going down 1 week and I realized it was because I was substituting rice for things like oatmeal, and I was taking 50 grams of carbs for the oatmeal when it really should have been around 40. I'm really happy that I haven't had to take any significant macro drops since starting prep. I think a lot of this is due to my refeed and diet break strategy, so we'll keep on with that. I'm gonna run some training clips here. Training has been going well. I'm still progressing on most of my lifts, although progress is definitely slowing down. To accommodate that, I've changed my progression scheme so that instead of adding weight every 3 weeks, I'm adding weight every 6 weeks or so for certain movements. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the supplements I'm using in prep right now and my reasoning for using them. First of all, starting off with ones I use year round. Protein powder, that's great for just helping me hit my protein targets and for convenience mainly. I take a multivitamin every day, not that I really think I have major deficiencies in my diet, but just to cover my bases. Since I live in Canada, it's important to choose one that contains vitamin D. And I also take creatine daily. Creatine is probably the best studied supplement for actually providing a performance benefit for strength sports. And I've also recently started taking a fish oil supplement. This is because I don't think I'm regularly getting in 2 servings of fatty fish a week. It's best studied in terms of heart health. There are some thoughts that omega-3s might play a role in other functions like helping with mood, cognitive function, and even training performance, but this isn't well studied yet, so I'm not really expecting any sort of extra benefits in that case. I'm just taking it for general health. Lastly, I've also started taking pre-workout. This is actually the first time I've ever really been using pre-workout regularly. I'm using a non-caffeinated version. The main active ingredient I'm going for is citrulline. So this is a nitric oxide enhancer, which is supposed to help a little bit with vasodilation and help you get that pump. Now, I think a lot of the pump supplements are just to help you feel good during a workout. I thought there might be a bit of theoretical benefit in terms of maybe having a better mind-muscle connection if you have a big pump in that muscle that you're training. Mind-muscle connection has been shown to have some correlation with hypertrophy. Now, the other thought was that if I could get a better visual pump using citrulline, it might help on show day. So it's something I just wanted to try out. This year, there was actually the first meta-analysis on citrulline in terms of showing that it may give you a slight performance benefit. Now, this is something that I haven't really noticed myself in training, but I think it's interesting to see. Now, I'm not using a stimulant-based pre-workout, even though caffeine is probably one of the best studied supplements in terms of providing performance benefit, largely because I train in the evenings and I don't want it to keep me up, as well as not wanting to become tolerant to caffeine. I'm saving my caffeine for later in prep when I'm really digging and things are getting tough. All in all, I think supplements are fun to think about, but it's not something you should be focusing on. Overall, they probably only make up something like 1% of the total picture, so I think you're much better off focusing on perfecting your training, diet, and recovery in terms of getting to your aesthetic goals. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know if there are any supplements you want me to talk about further. See you next time.